Must have gotten how big Willie actually is.
Perhaps the presence of Willie and the Panthers looking at his imposing frame.
I'm a 25-minute man. Oh, you got skill, son.
Uppercut right hand by Big Willie.
Too fancy for you.
Welcome to The Take with Willie and Iain. That's probably the worst start we've had. You're looking for bits of paper.
Your phone's going off?
I'm a very popular person. You
couldn't hear anything. I was like, your phone. You looked at my phone.
Well, I thought you said, where's my phone? I'm going, it's right there. What's wrong with you? You lost your bits of paper. Well, I know. I've discovered, I'm like Sherlock Holmes. I found the bits of paper. I picked them up. I picked them up. I don't know why I picked them up.
I just want to look at the Origin teams.
They should be burning in your brain forever. It's a big week, William. It's a big week. I actually went to the dermatologist this morning to see how many skin cancers I've got, and they burn off a fair few. And
another 20 years on the planet?
I said, it's a big week for you're obviously a rugby league fan. She goes, no. And that was the end of the chit-chat. That was the chit-chat done.
Oh, gosh.
Anyway, it's funny, you pay $1 billion and they just literally burn and cut things off you. Sadistic lifestyle.
How about everyone whinging about how cold it is?
It's not cold. It's not winter anymore, Will.
I thought it was funny. I think they just call that winter.
It's a polar snap.
Polar snap.
It's winter.
It's the first day of winter, isn't it?
Winter. It's
we
cold.
At the gym at the E-Lab this morning with the boys and everyone was just coming up and just whinging. I think I was the biggest whinger. Oh my God, how cold is it? Just to join in. I said, the fucking sun's out. Who cares?
You got the matching tracksuit on. That shit looks.
Yeah, I just want to go home. I just want to go home and just chill out.
You look
I don't
like
do anything. Till this afternoon. I've got to train a couple of young kids. That's about it.
Is it a fleecy tracksuit?
It is fleecy. It's nice, huh?
Looks nice. Very gold. All right. Well, let's start with obviously the biggest news in town at this week is the Origin. It's Origin week. It's all started. Everyone is obsessed with the Origin, but it'd be wrong of us not to touch on a couple of things before we go into the Origin. I didn't like Payne Haas getting booed on Friday night by his own crowd. And I'll tell you why I didn't like it. Because he was playing his heart out. You can't say he wasn't playing hard. And I get that the Brisbane fans look at that and go, it's all playing out in the media and this and that. But it's his manager. Go ring his manager up, find out who his manager is, and boo him. Send them an angry email.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all because I understand. I think we touched on it last week. Me playing the Test or Origin, you get booed by Queensland. You expect that. I'd never get booed by my own club. That would piss me off like, ridiculously. So I think if they want anything to sort of heal up there, I would advise the Brisbane fans to shut the fuck up. Don't boo the kid because it ain't good. You know
Maybe.
what I mean? Don't just read what's in the papers. They're trying to control the narrative up there. Why'd the papers put in there they're going to boo him on game day?
Yeah.
They just put it in everyone's head subconsciously, and then they got out there and they booed him. That was disgusting from the Broncos fans.
Yeah.
I get it for the first couple. Even his last hit up in the 80th minute, they still booed.
Yeah.
Shut up. Have some respect. You know what I mean? You don't even know what the hell's going on in this kid's life, and you come out there and you boo this kid. He's a 22-year-old kid trying to look after his life, and you just look whatever's in the media. Shame on the Broncos club as well for even putting that shit out there.
And that's what people need to understand. This is a business, right? So anyone who thinks that they said that they got the email through late at night, anyone who thinks that Payne Haas was sitting on Google and got into Hotmail on paynehaas@hotmail.com and sent an email saying, I want an immediate request. There's a chance he didn't even know about it. His manager might have said,
there's a reason
it's game
why he
day.
asked for a release. You know what I mean? It's obviously a lot more difficult than what we're talking about now, but you don't ask for a release just because you want this. Something has to be going catastrophically wrong.
Or the manager's using it as a negotiating technique because all the manager cares about, the manager, as soon as Payne Haas finishes his football career, then Payne Haas is of no relevance to this manager.
But his management now is different than the Alls.
Doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is now.
They've got good people around them now. So it's just the way that the club's dealing with that is very amateur hour. And I'd advise him to be careful because that kid, he's already, stated that he wanted to leave because you guys have stuffed up somehow. Then you throw the crowd into it and all these other elements. Not a good way to keep the future of your club and the best forward in the world.
I think he's definitely a done deal at the West Tigers. That's what I've heard. Now, the Saccometer's back on. So it's been, 2 weeks since Trent Barrett quit, sacked, whatever they want to say he was. So now, William, Michael Maguire has coached his last game because it's been 2 weeks. So it's important that we sack someone because we've only sacked the one.
Who's up there? Who's the...
Well, Maguire, they reckon's coached his last game.
Well, he was on his last legs last year, wasn't he?
It was last legs 3 weeks ago. They won a couple of games and then Trent Barrett started. And I'll tell you the stupidest rumour I've heard is that they're saying now that the Dogs were going to sign Michael Maguire. Why would the club come? It was all through the papers again.
Who said that?
Who signs?
Do you read papers?
I do. Because I have to because of
don't.
this. I have to get angry. Every Wednesday I have to get angry about things I've read. But it's look, the thing for me as well, I don't know what it is that certain people have in for Gus Gould, right? I don't know what's going on with that. There's Siri. There we go. There we go. We've had a phone call, Siri's involved. We've really prepared this one, haven't we?
Yeah.
But I look at it and I go, what has Gus Gould done that every single thing that happens with Canterbury they have to get involved in? He doesn't have a coach. He does have a coach. They've got this coach. Now they don't have a coach. Everything is negative with the Bulldogs. And it must, within the four walls of that organisation, does it make you angry? Does it make you upset? Is it water off a duck's back?
Well, for one, I just don't really follow the media and I don't listen to it. I don't read it. I just sort of just steer clear of it all. I think because like maybe my career, like a lot of shit was said and I know that they just try and control the narrative and be a lot more negative than positive. You know, so I don't really let it get to me at all. I honestly don't. But I mean, like with the club and like the rumours you hear, like it must be taking its toll on the players, on the rest of the club. You know, like coaching. Imagine being part of that coaching staff.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on.
You know what I mean? Like you be on eggshells all the time, and you just really. And it's not like they're not preparing to win. They want to win every single game. They're just not getting the results. It's not like we haven't got the team to put that performance out there and get St George on the weekend. Like they showed some really good, some shades of brilliance, like in moments, you know what I mean? But then we just, on the other hand, show some real shit things as well, It's like, it's weird. It would be frustrating to be a young player at that club now and to be part of the coaching staff and all that kind of stuff because, as I said, they put hours in, man.
Yeah.
Like Baz was putting hours in, hours and hours. And I know that the whole coaching staff puts a lot of work in, and to not get results would be frustrating.
Yeah.
It would be. So, and I'm pretty sure they're just like me as well. They don't read what's going on in the media and all that kind of stuff. They don't watch 360. They don't do all these kind of things. So you just got to focus like week in, week out. It must be just that mentality. Next week. It's just it'd be very draining anyway.
It's almost like some of these organisations have a Gus watch, and so they just follow him around. Because I read somewhere that
like Fox News Limited, all that sort of stuff, like is Fairchild,
Fairfax,
like sort of stuff like that. They hate each other.
Yeah.
Gus is on one, Fox is on the other. So people don't. If you don't really understand how the world works like that, then you're going to be sitting there buying the paper every morning. Go, oh my God, did you see what Gus, like all the fucking messages I get every single day? Oh my God, Gus is doing this. Shut up.
Yeah.
Just shut up. You don't know, so just ease up.
What do you reckon in terms of like?
Because I know one person who does not care is Gus.
Well, that's the thing. Like for him now, it's like he's got all this extra pressure on him that all of a sudden, Gus is going to pick the coach. Now, it's not just Gus. There's going to be he's obviously going to have a big say in it. But so every time he leaves the house, he can't now go and have a coffee with someone without them going, oh, they're going to coach. He's going to coach. Like, I don't know if he's friends with coaches.
They're all through, like, what is it? Who are the people that they think they're going to coach? Like, is it Flanagan? Is Jim Dimmick? There's Maguire.
Serraldo gets chucked up for every job.
Freddie. I was with Freddie last week. He goes, the fuck would I coach that club for? He didn't say it like that, but I was like, Freddie, you do Channel 9, you coach New South Wales and get paid a shitload of money. Two of the best jobs in the game. Why would you come coach the Bulldogs? Exactly. You know what I mean? Like,
where does that come from? Is that just media, conspiracy theory stuff? Like, or is it just throwing in going, oh, well, that makes, like, you put one and one together, you come up with 427, and you go, well, that sort of makes sense. Oh, he's going to...
It's just the media, man. It's how they build the shit up.
I did see on Twitter, because obviously love Twitter, love the old twit, and they had Gus Gould saying, we'll have everything done by September, right?
Yeah.
And everyone's gone, oh, well, that's the end of the Origin and blah, blah, blah. That's why Freddie will be available. And I'm going, how do you read into him saying it'll be done by September? You know what September is?
Just because Freddie and
End of
Gus
the
have a
season.
good relationship, you think that's going to happen? Like, I don't think Freddie could think of anything worse. He's got two of the best jobs in the game. And all he's focused on is, as he said in every interview, focus on the Blues and focus on the Blues. Yeah, no shit.
Coach 3 games.
Yeah.
It's not a bad
Coach
job.
3 games, not 26. Do a whole preseason, deal with all the shit that you blokes give him.
Yeah.
And then go coach the Bulldogs. Come on, bro.
Let's
be serious. Like the guys like I can understand Flanagan. Flanagan's openly said, I want to coach first grade again.
He also gave, I don't know if you saw that, you probably didn't, but he gave this interview, I don't know if it was an interview or whatever, and he was like, there's 16 clubs and you can't get heaps of jobs, and so, if, I'd coach it, like almost like I'd take the booby prize. Yeah. And he's like, I'd do a good job there because they're terrible. I was like, is that your interview for the job? He's like, they'll ring me. No, they won't.
No.
Why would they ring you?
Your manager will ring the club. That's how it works.
100%. Your manager's probably a dirtbag.
I hear all these interviews. It's embarrassing, man.
Except for when
they'll make a decision. They'll make a decision that's going to be the benefit of the club. With the club moving forward, and that's it.
William Mason.
Yeah, no.
No.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, nah. All right, well, let's move on to Origin. So I guess there's a couple of talking points. The main talking point, which is the same. I don't know what happens every year, but Queensland they just pick a side and everyone picks like your projected sides and everyone picks their projected side and then it's just the Queensland side and everyone goes, oh yeah. But with the New South Wales side, everyone picks a projected side. I don't know if they're picking it from more players or whatever, but then there's always controversial selections. Every year there's controversial selections, and the biggest controversial selection or selections this year is the loss of Addo-Carr and Trbojevic from the squad. There's obviously been a change and there's been reasonings behind those changes, but they are two blokes that if you look at Origin players, they've done a job. So thoughts on Origin players versus picking players that are in form at that time?
Yeah, I understand from both points. Like people that are pro picking the Fox and then like understand why he got dropped. You look at the stats that he has in Origin. I think he's been in 12 games or something like that. 10 tries. Like he's been like amazing as a player. And he looks like an Origin player. He does everything. But I think they're just going off what's happening at Clubland. Obviously they are. I think Brandy come out and said, look, he's in bad form. He needs to go back and fix it, all that kind of stuff. Like he's been such an integral part on and off the field with Origin. That's what he brings. He brings such a lot of energy, and everyone loves Fox, and he's such a well-respected and such a great kid in the Indigenous community and everything like that. Like, I love Fox, man. I love him. I wish he was in the team. But then I can understand why they went the other way, because I'm pretty sure they don't really want, even though we've handled Queensland the last couple of years, it's like that young kid Cobbo, Xavier Coates. They're aerial. I think they'll... a lot of aerial attacks, you know what I mean? That's why they've picked Tupou, because Tupou is great under the high ball. He's great coming out of yardage, all that kind of stuff. So I can understand from New South Wales selection committee why they didn't go for Fox. That's about it. You can't really read into it too much. There's no conspiracies. There's no bullshit. It's just like they either think I think they played twice this year. Cobbo scored 5 tries. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like they've had some pretty good battles out there, but and that's probably one of the reasons why they've had those individual matchups and Brisbane's beat us twice and he's got over the top of Fox. Even though I think Fox was pretty even. Because I think Fox scored about 3 tries as well. So that one, but I think I'm more disappointed in Jake Trbojevic not getting picked.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is Origin through and through. So both those guys bring so much off the field. Obviously on the field, but off the field. They've built that culture. They've won 3 out of the last 4. You know what I mean? So it's like they sort of... I would go just play him in that first game and just see. I don't think they warranted not to get selected. I think they warranted maybe if they didn't turn up in game 1 and then got dropped, but then you probably overthink it. What if they got, imagine if Cobbo scored 3 tries over Fox and they knew they should have made the change. So you start overthinking a lot of things if you're a selector. That's what I think that's what sort of conundrum they got themselves into. I can understand from Fox, but I don't understand Jake Trbojevic. He's Origin through and through, that kid. Like, he just gets out there. He's got one of the best tackle techs in the game. He can ball play. He plays big minutes. He's such a good kid, good person to have in Origin. And I'm like, does Ryan Madison warrant getting picked in front of Jake Trbojevic, who's played in 4 series in a row? No. That's a simple no for me.
Yeah.
Because of the simple fact that he's his club form, he doesn't do numbers like Sam Burgess or Jason Taumalolo or anything like that. He doesn't do that, but he does these little things that no one really noticed, and I don't think he really warranted that this year. He's just been playing. It looks like me, he just plays the same game every for the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
A lot of energy, very passionate, no missed tackles, a lot of ball playing, all that kind of stuff. Just because Manly's been going down, he's like, you give him that blue jersey, he goes out and he just snaps everyone. That's what I'll be more worried. I'm more worried about him getting dropped. You know, like, because he's in the middle there, he can control so much energy, and I don't think Ryan Madison brings that much. I don't think he brings more than a Jake Trbojevic. Like, how many ball playing locks do we need out there?
Well, it does seem a little bit.
Isaiah Cam Murray.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Jake's out of form to go, okay, well, I don't think you warrant getting picked. I just don't. That's my opinion. You know, and I don't think Ryan Madison just has gone belting on the door, going, I'm killing it, I'm putting up these Taumalolo numbers, get out whoever's in front of me. Like, I don't see that.
Well, obviously, you know.
Good luck to Matto. I'm not saying he deserves it, but he's got the nod. I'm pretty sure he's going to do the job. I just don't think he could do a good a job as Jake, because he's played in 4 series. You know, you need those vets out there in that first game to get you through. And you got Campbell Gillard. I think he's been knocking he's played Origin. He's been knocking the door down for a little bit. It's just because they've won those three series in a row. You know, so a few selections there that I don't really mind. Like, I don't think Toops is that big a shock. I just think it was a shock because it was over Fox, and Fox has been such an integral part, and so is Jake. If they've only played in 1 or 2 series, I don't care, but they've been part of the 4 series.
I reckon a couple of years ago they picked, you know, they were very heavy on fullbacks, and so they had, but that's because if you look at Latrell Mitchell, Tom Trbojevic, James Tedesco, they're so good, they deserve to be in the side. Maybe, I mean, I don't know, but obviously the way New South Wales want to play, if they've picked this many offload specialists, they obviously want to be trying to play second phase stuff. There's no other explanation really than picking blokes that you know are going to throw offloads, and so second phase play is important for them. But
maybe they want that offload dude in Madison, because he does get an offload away, but like, that's clubland.
Yeah.
They hit a lot harder in Origin, man. Like, I'm not taking anything away from Madison. I think he's a good player. He's just not better than Jake.
Yeah.
Simple in my eyes. I can just read it like that. I'd rather Jake before Ryan. That's my opinion. I'm not going to have, I'm not throwing shade at Ryan Madison, but I just know, like, people who can play Origin handle it.
And I think Tyson Frizzell's another one of those who, you know, he's in the extended squad.
So Frizzell's on the bench. I mean, I don't even look at anyone who's 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 20, whatever it is. Like, if you're not in the 17, I don't really care. They're just bringing all these other guys in there because, like, you didn't make the team. Like, everyone's like, Swiley made the team. Like, you're in the squad.
No, he's going to play for
East. 5 or 2, you know what I mean? So you play, you know, like, everyone get over it. Like, just, it's really weird.
When did they start doing that?
I don't know. But it's like, all I look at is 1 to 17. That's what's happening. I think 18th man can sort of wander on now with the HIAs and all that sort of shit. But if you ain't 1 to 18, I don't care who's 19, 20, 21 and 22. I think they all deserve it, because for that extended bench, they know that they're pretty close. If an injury happens during the week, all that kind of stuff, but never really happens. Jack Whiten's a surprise that they're putting him in centres. Could they be playing a little switcheroo with Stephen Crichton?
You'd have to think so.
You know what I mean?
Wouldn't you? I mean, like, if you look at Crichton,
he's a left
on
centre.
The bench. Yeah, I mean, he's played fullback. He could probably play on a wing at a pinch, but Whiten can play 6. He can play 1. He can play, like, Whiten's more your utility. He's a strong defender. He's tough.
So what they do? They name Harry Grant at 14 too, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know how much of that. They've said it's because Ben Hunt. I mean, Ben Hunt's on top of the Dally M. You know, he's been good for the Dragons this year.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
he's a halfback.
At 7.
Yeah, he's a halfback.
Totally different ball game.
And Harry Grant's in the top 2 hookers in the comp. So
yeah, come on. Start Harry Grant.
He could be. I mean, that could be a switcheroo as well. This old switcheroo. It's just dumb.
It's weird, eh? I don't know. It looks like it makes sense with Jack and Crichton.
But
who knows, man?
Why not just pick it, like, as if at this level, as if they're not going, well, this could happen and preparing for it. So why bother? It's like...
So this is the thing. We can all speculate while we're out here, but I'm pretty sure They know what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Crichton knows. He'd know, like, by pretty much by the weekend when Freddie can make his mind up, he'll be starting centre.
Yeah.
And you can prepare for it.
He'd be preparing
or maybe
now.
he's told him now.
Yeah.
He's like, you're going to be, I'll just take some pressure off you, whatever. Maybe those sort of words are being spoken.
Well,
Maybe not.
You went to the Blues, what's it called? The True Blues dinner on Monday night. So that's something that they do. For people that don't know, they do that every year. They announce the side. Well, the side's announced, but they bring them out. Were they wearing the skivvies and the jacket still? Was that?
I didn't really look.
So observational, aren't you, William? But went a couple of years ago with Will. I went with another bloke, actually.
That was Freddie, did he bring the cashmere's?
They had the turtlenecks.
Turtleneck, yeah.
Yeah, with the...
It looked all right. That's Freddie.
Oh, you've changed.
No. It was cold. He knew he was coming into winter. You know?
Yeah.
He just
So
wants to warm him up.
what was the feeling like at that thing?
To be honest, I didn't even go.
Oh, you didn't go?
No.
All right.
I was feeling like shit.
Fair enough.
I was just like, oh my God, should I go? I rang Joe and he goes, he's not going. I was like, oh, you know what? I'm done.
As soon as I pulled out, you went.
Yeah, and I had no one else to go with.
That's pretty much
I was
it.
like,
all right. So you didn't
I
go.
don't need the extra headache.
Yeah,
You know what
no.
I mean? It's a bit of a piss up and you see all your old mates and
bit.
everything again. I'm like, I don't want
bit.
to wake up dusty on Tuesday.
That's very sensible.
Yeah.
You are changing. You could maybe wear a turtleneck. So look, I think the thing with that New South Wales side is that they're trying to overcome this whole Queensland spirit kind of thing, as if there's no spirit in New South Wales. It's just one of those things. It's just a lie. And it's something I've never understood. It's like, okay, you're pulling a jersey on. You're a professional footballer. If it comes down to it, are you really thinking about Ipswich in the 78th minute of the game, or Toowoomba or Moreton Bay, and going, I want to win it for Moreton Bay? No, you're not. No different from New South Wales going Greystones.
That's a myth that we're like, they're way more passionate. They've got more passionate fans. I'll give them that. That's it.
Yeah.
And they have a little bit more hatred towards us because we stole their players from like 1908 to 1980.
Yeah.
I get it. You do. You do have like probably hatred, not more passion. It's a different thing.
Yeah.
Their fans are crazier.
As proven by the fact they just booed Payne Haas.
Yeah. Imagine what Payne Haas going to cop game 3.
Maybe they got the week early. They thought he was playing for New South Wales.
Yeah, that's weird.
They're not real smart Queenslanders.
They're not that
Hello to
smart.
all our Queensland fans. So if you look at this Queensland side, and this is the problem that I've got, I look at that Queensland side on paper and I go, they're going to win. And that's you don't know what Ponga's going to do. Ponga's been, not
He's
that
been pretty
influential in a
been pretty good
Knights
he's
level.
been good at Queensland level, hasn't
But
he?
at Queensland level, he's unbelievable. You've got Valentine Holmes when he's playing, and Gagai's in Origin. Like every time he plays Origin, he scores 17 tries. Munster has been in terrific form. You've got a massive forward pack that's got go forward and it's got skills. You've got Ruben Cotter, who I think is my new, he's my new little man crush, I think. Ruben. Well done, Ruben, for getting picked. And you've got someone on the bench like Jeremiah Nanai, who could come on and he could either miss 30 tackles or he could score 3 tries. He's just that sort of player.
Kicks. I look at that team and look at that forward pack and think it's pretty one-dimensional. Tino, Papali, Capewell, Kafusi, Cotter. Not many genuine ball players or guys who can move the ball.
Yep.
I think that's where... I think we're going to try and move the ball a little bit more.
Yeah.
Try and move their big guys around, Tino and Papa. They're big bodies, mate. They can play Origin, you know what I mean? But if you're fatigued, if you're under fatigue, if you're getting the ruck move and they're hitting on the edge, it's all that old school shit like 80s and 90s where you just like trying that warm-up period before you're going through that ain't there anymore. You know what I mean? Play football.
Yeah.
You got to play footy. If you can get it out the back, you can hit on the edge, keep going, all that kind of stuff. That's what you're going to try and do. You're going to try and move these big guys around. Because as I said, like, they're very good defensive players and everything like that, like Cotter and Capewell and all that kind of stuff, but they don't move the ball genuinely. Like Isaiah Yeo does it every single game. Cameron Murray does it all the time. You know, you got 2 genuine ball players. Junior Paulo moves the ball a fair bit. He's one of the main distributors in that team. Ryan Madison does the same thing. You got Payne Haas, who's just going to be a brick wall in the middle.
Yeah.
And Paulo, but then they can switch it over if you want to play that hard-nosed football through the middle. Boom, boom, boom. Payne Haas, Paulo, Tarek Sims, Yeo, and Murray. It's a pretty well-balanced side.
Yeah, it is.
You know, so that's the only upside I see with our team and theirs, and that's with us taking Latrell and Turbo out.
Yeah.
You put Latrell Turbo in that
Different
team.
story.
I'm not even going to give Queensland a hope.
Yeah.
That's
I
that's
agree.
how highly I think of those two. I just think Queensland will play that real rough style sort of no nonsense through the middle, little bit of ball playing out the back would be pretty predictable because Tino's not a natural ball player like that, and Big Papa, they just like that hard sort of stuff. Like Capewell and Kaufusi on an edge. They're not that damaging ball runners that run in outside in lines or anything like that. Not ridiculously good back offloaders in second phase. Cotter does a little bit of ball playing with the Cowboys, but yeah, Kaufusi's from a great system. Capewell's in a good system. He's been pretty good. But he's got a lot of skill, Capewell. But I just think we got a little bit more class.
Do you reckon Tino's a lock or a prop?
He's a prop.
He's a
6'5".
Yeah.
He's 6'5".
Titans
He plays lock is is an extra prop.
It's an extra prop.
That's all it is.
I just think with him, he's a dead set lock. A dead set prop.
Yeah.
So basically, we are looking at a pretty close game, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be close. I just think we're not, as I said, with the ball playing and stuff like that, we have that in our back pocket, but they can play tough as well.
Yeah.
Cam Murray can play tough. He don't have to ball play. And neither does Yo, and neither does Paulo. They can hold that thing under their arm and take you on. So it's just good to have those skills where most of these guys, you can see it coming when they go out the back. It's very predictable. So especially with the line speed at origin level, you can see Tino, if he gets the ball, if he tries to do a little bit of nose, from the A and markers, they're going to try and get at him. If you don't have that width, right? And if you have too much width, you take up too much room. You know what I mean? So it's a fine line. If you're not a genuine ball player, week in, week out, like Cam Murray, Isaiah Yoa, Junior Paulo, you find it hard.
I think if you look at the side too for New South Wales, if they are going to play second phase stuff, you don't have, without Mitchell and without Trebojevic, you don't have those damaging, like those trail runners that come off those offloads and cause all the damage. Like, I look at that New South Wales side, and I think if that's the way they're going to play, you got Tedesco that trails. He's always through the middle of the ruck looking for offloads and things.
But it's how you get the offloads like last year. When you got an offload from Paulo or someone like that to a Teddy skip out, bang, Latrell, bang, Turbo, Fox through the middle, Cook. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to stop.
Yeah.
Once you get a couple of offloads, when you go through the middle, just say if it's in the 20th, 30th minute and Paulo gets a good offload, Teddy skips over, inside could be Cook. You go outside, there's Latrell, there's Turbo, and everyone poured through the middle. Fox, Toto, they all watched last year when you saw that one offload, everyone would just go boom and pour through the ruck.
Yeah.
Or hold a little bit out wide, and guys like Cook will be through the ruck and Fox, they just turn up. Good wingers and that just turn up. But Teddy would be that connect. Can he connect? Do they have the same energy? The Tupos, Whitens and Stags and Crichtons.
Because Stags is more
just class.
He would just run straight through the front door.
Like he just
that's the way he plays. He's not
early ball.
He's not a trail runner where you're going to find him on second phase and he's going to, he's going to go straight at his opposite number the whole game.
He just wants contact. That young kid. I love that shit. He can just go hard. Him and Val Holmes can just go and just smash each other the whole Wednesday night. So I think Val Holmes would be left centre, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Gags would be right centre.
Yeah.
That'd be great game, Holmes and Stags.
Yeah. You look at, I look at this, I reckon this is probably one of the most evenly matched.
This is pretty even. The only reason why it's even is because we don't have Turbo and Latrell in form.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. That was normally where we get the babon bit, but we missed the babon bit.
Oh, really?
There's no babon bit. There was a babon bit. I didn't hear it.
I heard it.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, I was thinking, what are you talking about?
I don't know. Your microphone sounds
way
low on
better.
me. I think something's wrong with me. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, this just another example of how professional I am. Basically, we have got 4 of the worst games of football ever.
Oh, no.
What are we going to do, William, about the...
Winning money?
What are we going to do about club games during the Origin period?
Oh, it's a bit. I mean, this is why we signed that. Hey, this is the TV deal, boys and girls. TV deal that we signed. You have to play 26 games. That's it. Simple. Can't do anything about it. Can't do anything about the level of play. The games are getting played. All that sort of shit. You want more money on that cap? You play more games.
Oh, your voice just came back.
Did it?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
okay.
were really low before, but now you're high.
And that's just the way it is. You can't whinge about it. If you're a player, you can't whinge about it because just have a look at your pay packet.
Yeah.
The salary cap's 10 mil. You know, like that's just the way it is.
But
Can't
I
whinge.
reckon I don't think the players should whinge. But if you're a fan, right?
the fans should whinge.
They should whinge, and they're the ones paying the deal. They're the ones watching this. So you go, all right, if I'm a fan, would I prefer to have a situation in which, like, I've got a Panthers side with 7 players out playing against the Bulldogs? How did the Panthers draw the Bulldogs too? They've been kissed on the dick by a fairy, haven't they?
Yeah, I know. The Panthers have been...
You give them
7
the Bulldogs.
players that got out.
Yeah, 7 players.
Is that in the starting side? It was like guys like Appy can go back and play,
Appy
can't
will
he?
play. Yeah, so Coruscant will play. But I mean, in the starting side, they've got To'o, Luai, Cleary, Yo, Martin,
Liam Martin.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's good.
They're still on the betting. They are still a very, very disrespectful $1.31. And the poor old Bulldogs,
7 players
not
out.
so much with 1 player out, are paying $3.50. So you go basically saying that they are red hot favourites to beat Panthers Reggies. The Panthers Reggies are red hot favourites to beat the Bulldogs. Put that on the dressing room, hey?
That's terrible. I'm going to swap my bet and I'm going to go with the Bulldogs now. That's so disrespectful. I didn't know how they had 7 players out.
Did you bet against the... That was the first time.
I didn't know. I didn't even know that they were playing. I said same as Ian.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
I didn't know. So I'm not the same as Ian. I'm going to go. I'm going to go the mighty Bulldogs.
So the Titans Cowboys. You know, I tipped the Titans here, and I feel like I'm going to change my mind because the Cowboys have got a lot of players out. Henry's done a thing here. How many players have the Cowboys got out?
Cowboys got 6.
Yeah, but there's a couple of them on the bench. So they've got Hammers, Tuolangi did, and Dearden's 18th man.
Yeah.
So he'll have to stay. So they've got Nanai, Cotter, Holmes. They got about 4 out. And the Titans have got Tino out and David Fafita's injured again.
I'm changing the Cowboys.
I'm changing the Cowboys.
No, I'm going to go the Titans in. Yeah, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Do you know what? You spent so much time getting your little outfit right with your
This
matching
is what I hang out
tracksuit
with
pants.
all
I
day.
know.
This is like it's a bit compared to like a woman's activewear. This is
It's
a men's
activewear.
activewear. This
That
is what
is.
I got on.
It's good. I can't take my eyes off the little gold bit around your groin region. So
You like it? Match the couch.
Yeah, matches
dog,
the couch.
everything.
Gone missing.
That's what I do. I
Camouflage.
just colour coordinate. I'm going to go missing soon.
got to coordinate.
Yeah.
So we've got the Panthers and the Bulldogs. I don't know.
Well.
Like, think about the draw, right? So the Panthers now, if they're going to play anyone in the Origin series,
Yeah,
you'd
wanna
want to play the
Bulldogs,
16th. I'm not saying the Bulldogs specifically, but you'd look at the draw and you'd go, well, I'm playing the 16th ranked team. They're getting some favours, aren't they? The Panthers blow up.
No one can beat them anyway.
I know. Give them.
And I know what sort of stuff. I remember playing in like the Bulldogs teams when we had like 5, 6 players out. 5 or 6 players that would be coming in have been waiting for a whole year and a bit.
Yeah.
So they're hungry. They want to prove to Cleary they can handle first grade. If some injuries happen, you want that next man up mentality, man. That's what scares me. That's what they've got. The foot of the mountains. They've got a production line out there. I've watched their reserve grade play and I've watched their jersey flag.
Yeah.
It's monstrous.
It's good.
They are big and they're ready to roll.
Well, they've got Sean O'Sullivan's playing, and he killed it at the start of the season when
So I'm
Cleary
saying,
was out.
he's going to be going, all right, if anything happens to Luai or whatever, I'm your man. I'm not worried about their forwards.
No.
They just will. You got Spencer
Fisher
Leary,
Harris,
you got
kick
Fisher
out.
Harris still. You got Leota still.
Yeah.
You're only missing Yo.
Coruscant. Yeah, you're only missing Yo. And Martin.
And Coruscant will play.
Coruscant will play. Martin won't. But
But these guys,
they got Sorensen who's come up.
You know, Lee Martin's like he's a great role player out there.
Yeah.
He does a lot of their dirty shit that like people it goes unnoticed. Obviously, selectors notice it because he's a gun player, very tough. But like they're gonna have these other young up and coming back rollers that'll be like, I can do that job.
Yeah. Well,
that's the sort of culture that they've built out there, and they've got that. They've got those players, man. They've got a good 30 players. They don't just have a good 17.
Yeah, they've built well.
Yeah.
They have built well. Manly against the Warriors.
Grand final replay, 2011.
I've made one mistake.
I'll stop you there.
And so Manly have got a few players out. The Warriors, why are the Warriors not favourites there? They got no players out.
Because they
they're
dish
terrible.
up a lot of shit,
Yeah.
mate.
Manly
They were
haven't been
smoking
good.
Newcastle last week.
Yeah.
10-0 after freaking 8 minutes and just went, all right, we're done.
We're finished now.
We're done. I thought
done.
the game only went for 10 minutes. I thought it was nines.
5 minute
I
halves.
thought it was nines.
So, and the last game, and the Roosters for the first time in a long time, basically
They look
Tedesco and Tupou are their only players out, and they look
They
good.
looked good.
Yeah.
They looked good last week.
They did.
That looked like a Roosters team.
Yeah.
Kiri looked good. I tell you, it takes about 10, 12 games to start get going. Kiri's he's starting that thing. Walker's starting to do some things like
Fords are aiming up.
Manu. But the main thing is Hargraves. What sort of energy he brings into a game.
Yeah.
He controls that whole team.
Yeah, he does.
You know, Crichton played well. Who else? Manu was good. Like Toops was good. Teddy was on fire. They just looked, but it was their defence.
Yeah.
They rattled Cronulla. I thought Cronulla was going to be better.
Cronulla are a bit up and down now.
Consistency, man.
Yeah,
With a lot of
consistency.
it's hard to play like consistent football all year.
Yeah.
All year, man. You go in your ebbs and flows. You're trying to get to Origin without any injuries. You get to Origin, you get through Origin. Then as soon as you come out of Origin, then you sort of know what team you sort of built, especially a new team like Cronulla.
Yeah.
You know, like you got a new coach, you got a new halfback, you've got some new players out there, and a few injuries sort of started rattling them a little bit, like with Hueli out. But they've got some good young kids to play off as your young prop there, the young Islander boy. He's been smashing everyone. Talakai's sort of come back. The whole hype was Talakai, man. Like this dude was running 200 plus meters, destroying teams. Pick him in Origin, you know.
And then they use him as a second tackle hit up, get him out of trouble, and that's it. And they give him no ball.
Game plan for that guy, and then it just takes give him the awful ball. So they just need to, and having Jesse Ramian out, he's a big factor. He's been playing some real good football. Mulatalo and
They've had Kennedy out for a couple of weeks too. They'll come
be fine.
Again.
They'll be there at the end.
The Raiders, I don't know, up and down. The poor old Raiders. I wouldn't want to be
last week, didn't they?
Yeah.
Eels. Raiders, yeah, I think the Eels should beat the Raiders, but I think they're going to be in that middle pack, like from just say 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They'll be sitting there all year. If they make a big run, they'll end up making the 8.
Willie's Big Boys.
All right, this week's Big Boys had some massive numbers this week. So I'm going to go from 1, 2, and 3. So it's hard for me to pick a person who played in a losing team, but Big Tino Fa'asuamaleaui ran 270 metres in a losing team against the Broncos. It's fucking ridiculous, the numbers he was putting up. I think he had 18 hit-ups. He had 18 hit-ups in the first half, 69 minutes, 21 hit-ups, 271 metres, 129 post-contact. If he had won this game, he was definitely getting 3. 31 tackles, fair few misses, a couple of drop balls, which sucked, which put him right back. But massive numbers. Tom Burgess, over 200 metres. Like it was... I think he played some really good football. It's Big Tom.
Must be a contract year.
He's a big bastard, mate. He was just that guy when they were just awful on some sets, and then he'd get the ball and run 20 metres.
Yeah.
It was just like the big kid in under 12. Like, give it to the big kid. 19 hit-ups, 235 metres. Big time. But Fisher Harris, simply because it was the game of the week. Against the Cowboys, everyone was talking the Cowboys up. He's like, you know what, bring it on. What's he running? 66 minutes, 17 hit-ups, 170... No, that's Isaiah Yo's. My bad.
He gets 1 point now.
Yeah, you get 48 minutes, 18 hit-ups, 220 metres.
Yeah.
You
Well, he
know what I
beat
mean?
that's better stats. So you're out.
Yeah.
You're back down to 0.
You're done. You're
Fish
done,
Harris
mate.
is 3.
Yeah, so those guys, they were massive numbers. Anyone who can run over 200 metres in the middle is massive and doesn't take 400 kickoffs and dropouts. But that is my big boys for this week. So the leaderboard is coming third, Taumalolo and Big Papa on 6. Fisher Harris is on 7 points. And the leaderboard, all on 8, Campbell Gillard's still up there. Talakai, Paulo, and Payne Haas.
What do you sound surprised for? They're your
Keeping
points.
it tight.
You're just trying to create suspense at the end.
Yeah,
So hang on, what happens here? So next week, of those, James Fisher Harris is the only one playing this weekend.
So he might get 3.
So he could jump him. Well, we'll give Origin big boys as well for the blokes playing Origin. Yeah,
Double points. in
double
Origin,
point.
yeah.
Oh, okay, there we go. New rule. I like
New
it.
rules. It's good.
All right. Well, one thing.
God, how embarrassing is this?
I just feel like we stop announcing this. We We just brush
We
it
should dip in
completely.
our own money and just give it to the kids.
What we'll do is every week we'll do it and we won't tell everyone what we're doing and then we'll just
Yeah.
pretend like we've won heaps. But
So
unfortunately, it has been pretty slim pickings. We're still under $1,000. I mean, $1,000 is still good for someone and there's still half a season to go. We'll get there.
Yeah. Come in hot.
I have taken the Sea Eagles to cover 5.5 after just talking myself out of it after I realised the Warriors have got no players out. The Roosters to cover 3.5. They'll do that easily. And in the Titans-Cowboys game, I say the Titans will score over 17.5.
All right. Can you read mine out?
So your one, you're saying the Titans will cover 5.5. You're giving the Bulldogs 9.5 start, and you're backing them. And then you're saying the Sea Eagles and the Warriors game will be over 39.5 points. Neither side can tackle, so that's a good bet.
Yeah.
That's paying $7.64.
Bobby doesn't come through this week, I'm just going to go start doing my own.
Yeah, Bobby. And then we'll have 47 anytime
And
try scorers.
we will fucking win.
And it'll be 470
But I've
million.
been close the last couple. Only one leg's let me down.
Yeah, have one leg. Yeah.
See, Bobby puts real money on this stuff. I don't, so he's spewing more than me.
Put our money on it. Same thing. And then the producer, who is a myth, to be honest, but he's gone Cowboys, Panthers, Sea Eagles, Roosters.
That's just a pick. Come on, man. You're better than that.
He's just, and that's $4.84. So
even
$4.84, is there any value in that? There's no value. He's just picked the
Chuck
favourites.
some anytime. Try scorers in there, son.
He's literally just picked the favourites. Was that you, Henry, or the producer? That was the
Is
producer.
that you, Henry?
Do you know what? The producer just...
All right, anyway. What are my tips? So I'm going to change my tips. I'm going to go the Cowboys, Bulldogs, Eagles, and Roosters.
All right.
No, Raiders.
Just have to be different, don't
Yeah.
you? Just cannot...
Just had a little thing come over me.
Go
Teddy's
different.
out.
Be different.
Teddy and Toops is out.
Be different.
Yeah, but Teddy and Toops coming in.
Whiten and Papali are out.
Damn it! It evens it up.
So I'd said Titans, but I've changed it to Cowboys. Am I? No, what'd you pick? No, you just said I'll go Cowboys. So I'll go Cowboys, Panthers, Manly, and the Roosters. And the producer...
you're only 6 ahead of me, which I should be too.
Yeah, which is, again, I don't like to rap you, but if you weren't picking the Dogs every week because you're loyal...
I'll be up there.
Is that part of your employment contract? You
No.
have to pick them? Or are you just a loyal bloke?
Well, I'm part of the club, so I need
Part
to
of the
pick
club,
them.
yeah.
I want them to win.
I want
it
them
just
to win
pisses me
too.
off. Well, great scenes at Belmore.
Oh,
on
yeah.
the Sunday. So I
Yeah.
went to the Belmore game, and oh man, we could have got that game. It was only 16,000. It was sold out.
Yeah.
So
How
that's the
loyal
sort of,
are
that's
those
the
fans?
sort of loyalty that the fans have for that club and the love for the club that they have, man.
Yeah.
They just want to see that team succeed.
Yeah.
Here's 16,000 at Belmore, man.
Yeah.
And you're coming dead last.
And it's a good ground to watch footy from
Great
too. You're
ground,
right on
man.
top of things.
That's the only thing I didn't even get to play at Belmore first grade.
Yeah, you said that the other day. I
Yeah, I
couldn't
was just
believe
saying,
it.
like, I don't think they understand how important it is. You know, I was sitting with Terry Lamb before the game for ages. I said, "Bar, the memories you got here, man. Rocking it during the 80s and 90s, man. Bar's a king.
Yeah.
Absolute king. Just sitting there, he's a little nugget, you know what I mean? Little memories. And so he goes, yeah, he's got a shit, like, he just didn't tell me. I know I'm not going to tell any of you anyway. Anyway, yeah, he's got some good stories.
Yeah, I bet he does.
Yeah, he does. Has brilliant stories.
Well, that
but
actually-
just that energy, you know, where it's weird because like I was that person that come after Bar like in the 2000s, and then we didn't get to play there, and then this new group gets to play there. They only play there from 99 to 2012 or something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, and this new group gets to play there. So I think it did hold something special with them because they nearly got back.
They did play well.
You know, St George isn't no scrubs.
No.
We just did some real silly things, you know, in parts of that game that you just can't do against a good side. They'll crucify you. So, but it was just good to see a lot of supporters and everything out there, you know. So man, that club is. The NRL's going good when the Bulldogs are going good.
It's on the improve, definitely. And I think that leads us into the Twitter question actually, because the guy he's the Adelaide Rams fan. Good on you, guy. I miss the Rams. Should the Bulldogs play more home games at Belmore? If they could build a single structure platform in Grahamstown at the Northern End rail line, it would make Belmore the perfect suburban ground, in my opinion.
Architect.
That's very specific, isn't it?
He's right, but I think when I first got down to the club in '98, they had plans to do all of Belmore up. Obviously, the councils and the club don't get along, so they hated each other, so that never went through. But I saw the plans there at Belmore. They could do something really good there. Then they went out to Liverpool, then we got done by the cap.
Yeah.
So that's what happened there. But Belmore. I think they're planning on doing one minimum, maybe 2 a year for the next 2 or 3 years while they look for something to happen at Belmore where they can do something so it's a decent suburban ground. So you can get maybe four of your home games there. That's the end result. Because if we get a good team on the paddock, we will not get beat at Belmore.
And what people probably don't understand is that clubs get paid by stadiums to play at the stadium. So if you're a club,
if you can look after the corporates and do everything, because you got to understand. So just say with a club like Parramatta, do just say average 3,000 corporates, $750,000 a year.
Yeah,
$750,000 a game.
Yeah,
at Bank West, just one game, you sell 3,000 corporates at just say whatever the price is. That's how much you can bring in. So Parramatta at the moment, they'll be selling 3,000 easy. That's winning. A great club, you know. That's the sort of like. I think there should be Bank West should be at Belmore, you know, like and do that to Leichhardt and do that to Manly, instead of spending like $10 billion on fucking Homebush.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, and that's the thing. So South.
Sorry, have you been to Bank West?
No.
It's one of the best grounds I've been to, man. You've been to Bank West, so it's how they watch football. It's a good crowd and stuff like that. It's perfect.
Yeah,
30,000. You know, they've done that up at Townsville. 36,000, I think, is the max there. So that's probably about the max that you want.
If you look on it, and honestly, just go on the suburban ground thing. If you look at what the Waratahs have done with Leichhardt this year, they're filling Leichhardt every game, and it's 16,000 at Leichhardt. It's the greatest atmosphere of all time, or 16,000 at Homebush, and you may as well.
We had to look 16,000 at Homebush. Like I've been at games where there's 16,000. It's just like a little drop in the ocean. Yeah. 16,000 at Belmore. They're right on top of you, man. It was awesome. It was awesome to see. It sucks that we lost, but it was great to see.
Well, guys, send in your plans to.
I'll have a look at them.
We'll have a look at them with the Singer Structure platform.
Gus.
And then the GM. Oh, GM's asked about 400 questions. Coach, no, we're not talking about coaches. Raiders are keen to sign Jack Hetherington, apparently, to replace Adam Elliott.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Was that a question?
It's a question, I think. Yeah. I think it's a question. I think will they?
Are they?
Wouldn't
will they?
Well, I think they are. So, do you think that's a good move?
It'd be a good move. I think Ricky could probably get the best out of him. Keep him disciplined. He probably needs like a person like Ricky Stewart, and he would love and embrace a Ricky Stewart. You know. So, good luck to Jack. Whatever he does, man. He's a good kid. Hopefully, he gets to see the paddock again this year. Finish on a good note. Who knows what can happen? So, you know, if he just backs himself and just sees, you know, if he wants to stay at Belmore, get out there and just back himself and play to the footy that we know he can play, obviously uninjured. But if not, I wish him all the best in his career. He's a good kid, man. I'd hate to lose him.
Well, Semi Radradra, he's the Dolphins apparently in the market for Semi, big Semi. They'll need to
wants to come back to the NRL or just stay in the French Riviera and just get paid €1 million a year.
And get paid $1 billion to make one tackle and 8 hit-ups a game.
Or does he have to come back here and try and
flogged?
Yeah. You got to weigh that up, Semi.
I think
depends how much. It's not like he come back and play Origin.
No,
you know all that's gone. If you want to come back, you sort of want to play at the top, don't you? Like he's just sort of, you know, he dominated over here for 3 years. He's a gun union player. He can play whatever comp he wants to and get a heap of money.
I think he might be thinking a little bit more about...
I think I just talked him out of it.
Well, I think maybe the Rugby World Cup in France next year might be a bit of a thing. You could go to Redcliffe, or you could go to the third biggest sporting event in the world behind the Olympics and the Soccer World Cup.
And dominate it.
Yeah. I think I'll go to Redcliffe. Nice spot.
Yeah.
All right, well, that concludes. Hello, everyone in Redcliffe.
I'll come back to the NRL as the hardest comp in the world. No. I'm going to go play in the Japanese rugby, the South African rugby.
Till I'm 50.
England rugby, French rugby. Come back here with the Aussie one, get all your money, and retire when I'm 40 and still
100%.
look exactly the same.
He has since he was 15.
All right, guys.
Get on Mason's take. We'll see you next week. Goodbye for now.
I don't know if we'll be tweeting. I don't know. Low games.
I'll be following Willie more and more. Back in the NRL is Willie Mason.
I've forgotten how big Willie actually is.
Perhaps the presence of Willie had the Panthers looking at his imposing frame.
I'm a 25-minute man. Plus. Oh, you got skill, son.
Uppercut right hand by Big Willie.
Too fancy for you.
You've been listening to The Take with Willie Mason and co-host Ian Byrne. Produced by Craig Trewick, recorded and engineered by Zig Parker of Green Room Sydney, and presented by the Handshake Media Network.